I'm Stephen Wood, and we're here today, and I'm here with my lovely wife Janet, and we're pastoring a church in Warminster called Foundation Christian Fellowship. A number of years ago we left the army, and just before we left the army, God showed us that he had a work for us to do, to start a church here in Warminster, which we established here in 1986, so that's 26 years ago nearly now. And we've been renting buildings, and we've been growing, and we've been blessing people, and people have blessed us. And then about 4 years ago now, God showed me while I was praying one day this building, which had previously been used as a children's play area. And as I was praying, God said to me, "Carpe diem, seize the day." So I came down here and found it was for lease. We've now got a lease on this property for 2 years, and we're going to purchase it in February of 2013. And God is blessing us, and he's blessed us with so much grace that the building's called Grace Christian Centre.
We called it the Grace Christian Centre because I believe that's what God showed us to call it, but not just to be a church, because it's a centre where the grace of God can flow out to people like we were 30 years ago, who needed so much of the grace of God. When we were both physically and spiritually sick when we came to Warminster all those years ago. And the Christian Revival Centre, which was originally in the assembly rooms, which we finally rented for 10 years, that was what got us saved. And that was the grace centre that we walked into and received so much of the grace of God. And it's on our hearts, and so grateful to the Lord for what he's done in our lives and saved us from sickness and bondage and all these things. Amen. And now we want to do the same thing here, to let the grace of God flow out from us to the people around us now. Because I believe, we received so much here in Warminster, and I believe that's why God's put us here, back in Warminster, because this is where it happened for us. And there are so many soldiers and their wives up there on the army camp that it could still do the same thing for again. But also the civilians that are brought in here. So many of the army people leave the army and stay in Warminster, like us.